motherfucking money, nigga, believe that. Gotta make this money, man. Gotta make this money, bop my elbow anywhere till I die. Big money, this money, man. Gotta make this money, bop my elbow anywhere.
Rants and reviews, and as always, I'm your host Big Mike, and this is episode 69. And as you can see from right up there, this is roster cuts, etc. And we'll get to the etc. in a little bit, but it's that time of year, and not only is it draft time, but it's also time to do some spring cleanup. That's right, it's time to do the roster cutting. And I'm not going to just cut the WWE roster, but I'm going to cut the TNA roster, and we'll get to that when we get to the etc. First, let's start with the WWE roster cuts for the Divas. I think we'll see Alicia Fox, Caitlyn, Rosa Mendes, Tamina, and Natalya. That's right. We'll see them get the old heave-ho and brushed out the door in a couple weeks, or within a couple weeks. For all we know, the roster cuts could be tomorrow, but I think they'll be after Extreme Rules. Superstars and or wrestlers that'll be cut from the WWE go as follows. I see the Hart Dynasty, or the former Hart Dynasty, D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd going out the door as well as the Usos, Primo, Michael Tarver. Yes, I know he's in Florida, but he's also on the main roster still, if you look at the Raw page. Khali, I know he's there for the whole wow factor, I guess, because he's a monster. He's a sideshow, but I think he could be out the door soon as well. He obviously does nothing. Kozlov, Vladimir Kozlov, he could be out the door, as well as Chris Masters, JTG, and Trent Beretta. I don't think they can last much longer in the WWE as well. And there's always a few surprises, or at least one surprise when it comes down to spring cleanup into the roster cuts. I think Natalya being one of them could be one of them, but they really don't have nothing to do with her, and I think she should go out the door. But some surprises are John Morrison and Melina. With all the politicking in the back right now and all the spotlight being on them because of, well, it started off with Trish Stratus and WrestleMania, and then all this stories coming out with Vince not thinking John Morrison deserves a shot because he's a pussy, because he let Melina sleep with everybody, blah, 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 blah. There's just a lot of negativity in the locker room right now because of that, I believe. So I think they could be out the door, along with Zack Ryder and Mark Henry. You'll be thinking, why are they all surprises? Well, Mark Henry's been a workhorse since 1996 for the WWE, and he's on just about every stupid angle they wanted him to do, from sexual chocolate to conceiving a hand with Mae Young to, doing whatever. And Zack Ryder, believe it or not, they know how talented he is. They have to. And after dropping wrestling from the whole equation, they don't want to be known as wrestling anymore. They just want to be known as the WWE. Well, who's more entertaining than Zack Ryder right now? If you want ratings, you'll put him on TV. And I don't think they'd be going through the problem with confiscating signs at Raw. Have anything to do with Zack Ryder if they didn't know that. So, that's my roster cuts. But as they say, what's one person's trash is one person's treasure. And I think TNA would be smart if they picked up a few people, and I think these people would help with TNA or revamp. So I will tell you who would go to TNA, and then I'll do a roster cut for TNA as well. For the tag division, I think they need to revamp it because they split up Generation Me and Motor City Machine Guns. So I think the Usos and the Hart Dynasty, D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd, could help rebuild what was a great tag team division in TNA. You'd have Beer Money. Well, who else do they got for tag team right now? I really don't know. So yeah, they would definitely help. That's for sure. In the X division, Primo and John Morrison and Zack Ryder would be a perfect fit. Self-explanatory. All three of them are great high flyers, especially JMO. And I think Tyson Kidd could be a huge fit to the X Division as well if they didn't use him for a tag. Divas and Knockouts. Tamina and Natalya, I think would be a good fit. If the Hart Dynasty is going to go, might as well take Natalya. And I think Tamina would go with the Usos. And they both would be a great asset to the TNA Knockouts. Moving on, in order to have these people go to TNA, you obviously got to make some room for them. So here's the TNA roster cuts that I would do. Gunnar Murphy and Rob Terry out the door right away. Not even any thought about it. Orlando Jordan, Robbie E, Miss Techmocker or Tessmacher, and Cookie. Along with maybe Amazing Red and Suicide. I don't want to see Amazing Red go, but they're really not doing nothing with him. I heard he might be coming in as a masked character, so we'll see what goes on there. And Suicide, well, he's just an over-the-top character that makes Christopher Daniels work twice a night sometimes. And I don't think he would be missed at all. So I think having get rid of those people and make room for people like the Usos, D.H. Smith, Tyson Kidd, Primo, John Morrison, Zack Ryder, Tamina, and Natalya would be good for TNA. As long as you don't lose them guys in the mix either, because that's the problem with TNA. Definitely, a lot of people get lost in the mix in TNA just because of certain issues and lack of creativity because of Vince Russo. So that's it. Those are my roster cuts for WWE and TNA, and who I think would be a good fit to TNA if they got cut from WWE. We'll see how much of this comes true in the next few weeks. Maybe none of it, maybe some of it, maybe all of it. I doubt all of it. But that's what I would do if I could oversee TNA and WWE. If I was the wrestling god that overseen, that's what I would do. Pluck this guy, put him there. Pluck this guy, put him there. And who knows, the people that get picked out of TNA or cut, the roster cuts from TNA, who knows, a couple of them could end up in WWE developmental, but probably not. So until you won't see this face again until I make another video, obviously. So until you do see this face, I am Big Mike, signing off for Wrestling Rants and Reviews.